Hey everyone, today 10 DIY farmhouse spring decor ideas. These are perfect for February decor. And by the way, if you're new here, hello, I'm Tonya and welcome to my channel. And I do hope that you all like, share, and subscribe. Let's go ahead and get started with the first one. I'm going to take 3 of these wooden hearts from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using some of that color changing nail filler. And this stuff works great, everyone. I found it at Lowe's Hardware, and I love that it changes colors and dries pink when it's done, and that way you'll know when everything's dry, and it fills in these holes wonderful. I'm going to be using my white linen chalk paint to paint these, and we're going to be making some wall art today that is going to be perfect for spring. And I thought the whole theme today would be with the hearts, and that way you could start putting this decor up in February. Now, as you can see, I did use 2 of the little bird houses that they seem to have plenty of them out at our Dollar Tree now. But everyone, I think these little heart wood pieces are perfect to do all kinds of different wall art for spring. So I do hope you pick some of those up. Now I just pulled out one of my darker grays, and it was acrylic paint, and I'm really just wanting to brush this on the little birdhouses because all of these kind of have a little farmhouse look to them, and I think that is perfect for spring. Now once I get it covered, I just take a baby wipe and I just rub this until a lot of the paint comes off. And like I said, you can use any color that you want on this design. I just still have a lot of gray in my home, so I decided to do that. I took the leftover paint on my baby wipe and just rubbed that gently over the wood hearts just to give them a little bit of that rustic look. And I'm also going to be using these 2 little palettes from that Crafter Square section. And like I said, I'm going to do this kind of in the neutral tones, this design, so I definitely am going to be painting everything white. But everyone, I am so happy to be back creating with you. I did have to take a little break through the holidays, and I'm just really happy to be back. So I hope that y'all join in to watch what I create today. Now what I did was take some glue and just glue these together, but I want to use zip ties on these also because I wanted this to be really stable. That way when I hang it on the wall, I won't have to worry about it coming apart. But I have several ideas for these little wood hearts, so if you can still find them at your Dollar Tree, they have plenty of Valentine's Day decor out at ours, so I hope they still do at yours. And I am just going to glue these on, and then I put that little tumbling block underneath there for support. And this turned out so cute. It made a really nice wall piece, and I love that it has the little shelves on it. And I'm deciding to decorate mine with the bird houses because I like to start pulling out my spring decor in February, and that's why I always like to incorporate something with the hearts in it. And of course, my channel is Love to Create, so I'm kind of drawn to the hearts anyway. I just think they're a pretty piece of decor that you can use for spring. And now I'm just going to glue on those little rustic bird houses. And everyone, I can see this in so many different colors, so I hope this is one that you give a try. And I'm just going to add 2 birdhouses to this today. And I found that greenery there at Dollar Tree, and it really hangs pretty. And I was really happy to find this one. I didn't see it at ours last year, so keep your eye out for that. It hangs more like a swag, very pretty. I don't know if it's supposed to represent like willow branches or what, but it's definitely a keeper for my designs this year. And you can see I stuck just a little bit of moss in the hole of the birdhouses. I just thought that would look kind of neat. And I really didn't decorate this with too much. I did add a couple of little florals to this just for a tiny pop of color, but you could do this in so many different designs. So definitely hope you give this one a try, and I hope you've enjoyed my creation of this today. Now I'm just going to add a few more little sprigs of my greenery. I really love that greenery, so I was using quite a bit of it on my design. And here it is displayed on the wall. Oh yes, I added that wreath ring there that had the beads on it, and that really finished this one off using that as a hanger. But here it is, everyone, and I just think it turned out so lovely. You'll have to let me know what you think of this one in the comments below. Now everyone, I do have 10 of these for you today, so I hope you stick around, and if you do make it to the end, make sure you put one of those hearts in the comments. Now I'm going to be taking one of the wood hearts and just this brown envelope. I had several of these in my craft stash, and I'm really liking to use the things that have that neutral look, so I wanted to try something a little different. I went ahead and just cut that out and then used some Elmer's glue to glue that onto the heart. And then I was going to leave it brown, and then I found my Tuscan red, which I love that color of red. I think it's just very soft. And I decided to take one of the baby wipes and just kind of rub it on the paper. The cardboard was really thick, that cardstock paper that I made the heart out of, so it worked really well. And then I just took some rope twine to add in that little farmhouse touch, and I'm just going to glue this right in the center. And I think this made the cutest, simplest design. Now here's just one of my bows, and I am going to have a bow tutorial for you coming up. I meant to do that last year and I didn't get around to it, so we're definitely going to make some of these bows. And I had learned to make these bows years ago, and this is a really simple way to do it. And you can kind of see what I'm doing there. I just wrapped it around my hand, about 6 loops, did little slits on the side, not all the way through, just where I could pop the wire in there, put a little streamer on the bottom, and then you open these from the inside out. And it's a very quick and easy way to make these bows, and you can make them in any size that you like for any of your decor designs. And you can see it takes a minute as you're pulling. That's why I zoomed in. Just so you can pull them, and you twist one up, twist one down. And before you know it, you've got a very simple, really pretty bow to use on your decor piece. Well, everyone, you'll have to let me know in the comments, are you as ready for spring as we are here in the mountains? I cannot wait to be planting flowers and doing all of the fun gardening things again. And everyone, here this one is so simple, so sweet, and has the perfect little farmhouse touch. Let me know what you think of this one in the comments. Now everyone, here's another one I did with those little cardstock envelopes, and I thought that this turned out so adorable. I've always seen these little picture frames with the hearts in the crafter square section at Dollar Tree, so I decided to take that little paper piece out of the center, use it for my pattern, and I was just going to copy 3 of the cardboard hearts that I can just pop into the back. And you really got to cut them down just a little bit to make them fit. And then I just took some craft sticks and glued them on the back of this. Now I am going to be covering this design with just a piece of these cardboard sheets that I found. And that will kind of clean the back up. But everyone, this was so simple, but I loved how this turned out. And this is kind of my favorite kind of design style. Very neutral and very simple, but I definitely wanted to share this one with you today. And once I get everything painted with that white linen, I just sanded the inside off to get all those little edges. And I get everything tucked down in there. And everyone, look how adorable this is going to look when I get these hearts put in here. And I'm going to do something really fun with these. I love greenery and I love little plants. So I decided to take those rub-on transfers that I found at Dollar Tree last year in that Crafter Square section. And I just wanted to transfer some of those on here. And I'm going to end up finishing this one off with just some rope twine bows at the bottom of these, and I thought this would just represent just how much I love the plants and the greenery, and I thought this would look just really pretty in a kitchen. You could put this even outside on your porch. I just think it has a sweet little kind of a minimal feel to it, but it's just perfect for the farmhouse decor. So let me know if you've ever thought about doing anything like this with those little heart picture frames from Dollar Tree. Now here I'm just taking a piece of cardboard, and I think this is a really neat idea if you can find some little sheets of cardboard and just cut those out and just glue them right onto the back, and it really cleans up your design. And here's a little tip that I did. I just took my rope twine and glued it on, and then glued the backing over top of that, and it kind of really sealed in my rope twine hanger and made this just a really simple and fun design to create, everyone. And here it is, displayed on the wall, and this could not be cuter. I absolutely love the simplicity of this one. Well, everyone, I hope you're enjoying these so far today, and that's why I said they're going to be our farmhouse spring decor. That's perfect for February because you can put these up through Valentine's Day and leave them up for your spring season. Now this next one, everyone, is one of my favorites. I found this little black tin heart last year, and I picked up this little wood hanging sign from the plus section at Dollar Tree this year. They've just now put those back out, and they already have them painted in white, which is perfect. But I'm just going to take my rope twine, and I'm just going to tie some knots here on the ends, and I'm going to end up taking some of that black and white, it's like a gingham black and white checkered ribbon, and I'm just going to kind of glue that on over top of my rope twine just to add just a little bit of that black and white in there. I always think black and white looks so pretty in these types of designs, so we're going to use that little ribbon for that. But this one could not have been simpler, everyone. Just glued everything down and then added the ribbon on top of this, and it made a really simple design. But you'll have to let me know if you have a lot of that Valentine's Day decor, because I was really hoping today that I could show you how you can incorporate that in to your spring decor, and I think it really makes some pretty pieces. Now I'm just going to go ahead and glue my little tin heart down. And of course I had to add some greenery. And this is some greenery that I had picked up and had in my stash from last year. And I think I might have picked this one up at Walmart. And I did a little bit at the top of the heart, and then I'm going to glue a little bit off to the side here. And then I've got a couple more of those black and white bows made. And I'm going to end up just popping one of those little bows right there in the center. But everyone, could this not have been cuter? I think this is such a cute little farmhouse piece that would definitely be perfect to leave up for the spring and summer season. Now for our next one, this one is a little bit more Valentine's, but I think this would still be perfect for spring decor also. I had one of those beaded wreath rings, and then I had taken some of those new little wooden hearts, and I just decided to pull out some scrapbooking paper and kind of draw around that to see if I can get it as close as possible so I can make a backing. And then we're going to take the scrapbooking paper and we're going to glue it on to a piece of cardboard. But everyone, I have a lot of ideas for you this year that's going to help you use up probably a lot of your craft supplies that you have in your stash, because that's one thing that I'm going to try to do. Now I'm going to go ahead and use that Elmer's glue again, and then I'm going to take that scrapbooking paper, and like I said, I bet I have 10 books of paper, so we're going to be finding some unique things to do with our scrapbooking paper this year. And I'm just going to smear that around so it covers the edges. And this is that clear glue, which it really went on well. For some reason, I think this one actually doesn't cause wrinkles as bad. You'll have to let me know if you've tried the clear. And now I'm just going to glue my wood beads right on top of there. And everyone, this made the perfect backing. And I think I'm going to be using this on some of my other wreath designs with the cardboard and the scrapbooking paper. Now I'm going to pull out some more of that greenery that I picked up. And I'm using this greenie because it's what I had in my stash. But there are so many beautiful new greeneries out at Dollar Tree right now. And I absolutely love these hearts that are entwined together. And I ended up putting 4 of these on here. I'm just going to take some rope twine and make just a fun little piece at the top there. And then I'm going to add another little hanger that I just tied together. And then I've had this little love sign it was already colored pink. and I added rope bows, and everyone, look how adorable. But I think this would still be cute for the spring season, even though you can hang this up in February, and you're already bringing in some of those greeneries and some of those wonderful colors and just beautiful feel to your home for spring. Now for our next DIY, this was something a little different. I had these pieces of fabric that I picked up in the Crafter Square section, and I decided to press these all out. I absolutely love these colors of green. So I'm going to take just my duct tape. It was a perfect size circle, and just make several circles on this fabric. And you can see I have it layered where I can try to cut out all 3 of the layers of fabric that are different. And I do go ahead and cut these out off screen because there was several of them to cut out. Now the first thing I'm going to do before we start adding our circles is we're going to take some of the strips of fabric, and we just want to wrap them all around the wire heart wreath rim. And I'm just gluing those on, everyone. This is a perfect little technique that you can use when you want to wrap your heart rim or any of the circle rims. That way it gives you a foundation that you can glue everything on. And believe it or not, fabric works better than anything I've tried. Now I love what I did with this. I just put a dot of glue in the circle of these. I did use those pinking shears to cut these out to give them that little pokey look all around the edges. And I'm just going to scrunch these up, and I'm just going to keep gluing these on, mixing up the patterns a little bit just to come up with a really fun design. But sometimes I like to use the fabric in designs. I just think it's a neat look, and I think you can be really creative with it. And this one was actually really fun to put together. But you can see what I'm doing. I'm just putting that dot of glue, squeezing them together, almost making what would look like a little floral flower petal or something, and just gluing those down. And I complete this all the way around the heart on the outside edges. And I just thought this had kind of a little vintage look, but it definitely to me had a little farmhouse feel to it. And then I had some napkins that I'm going to be using for this design in the center. Now, once I get these all put on here, I do go down that center and just try to bring them down a little bit to help form that point of the heart down at the bottom. And you'll see when I hold it up here that it really made it look like a heart. Now I'm going to be taking just some of that vintage white, and I'm going to paint a heart right in the center there, and I'm going to glue that on the back. And that is where we're going to be taking and doing a decoupage of this napkin. I think I might have picked these up last year, but you could use any napkin. And I like to go around it and wet it. And then I use my little Cricut tool to separate it. And everyone, that works wonderful. So if you've not tried that, you can almost get all those little pieces down in between the lines of the design out using that little Cricut tool if you wet it with a little bit of water. But I thought I'd go ahead and put the little bunnies in here. All I had was my Liquitex matte varnish, so I decided to use that for this. I was actually out of Mod Podge. And I just thought this turned out so pretty. Now we're going to add some of the little greenery sprigs and bring all of this together and give it that nice little farmhouse feel by adding some of the little hearts to it. And then I put a little hanger on the back, and I think this made just a really adorable little design for spring. And here this one is, everyone, displayed on the wall, and I think it turned out so pretty. Let me know what you think of this one in the comments below. Well, everyone, also, if you are still here, don't forget to put a heart in the comments for me and let me know that you're still here watching all of these farmhouse February designs. Now for our next one, we're going to be taking one of the solid wood hearts. I'm going to be using that white linen chalk paint. And then I had some of this black felt that I picked up at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to draw around it just to try to get the bottom of the heart shape. And I am going to shorten this a little bit because I'm trying to make just a little pocket to be able to pop some greenery in. And then I thought I'd pull together some of that black and white, the little gingham ribbon again. And we're going to make just a simple little design on here. But this one could not have been cuter, everyone. This really had the little Valentine's Day kind of feel to it because I am going to add the love sign to it. But this gave me an idea that you could do all kinds of different things really simple like this, just to add that little pop of something for spring in your decor. And you can see I'm just making up my own design with this, just adding on some of the gingham ribbon and just putting it on just, I don't know, different ways across and up the sides. And then I add one of the little bows there again. And then I'm going to use some of this greenery. Now, I did actually pick this greenery up. I think I might have got this at Michael's. And I just wanted one little sprig in there. And then I took that love sign from Dollar Tree. And this is actually brick red. And I thought this would be so pretty on there. It was just kind of subtle. And I think it made just a really simple little design that you can definitely pop up for February, but it still has that spring vibe to it, and you could leave it up throughout the season. Now for our next DIY, I'm going to be using this, well, it's supposed to be 3 little books, but I decided that I'm going to turn it around and make it look like you can see the book pages. I do use that Tuscan red on this, and then I'm just going to take a fork and just scrape across there because I want to add some of that vintage white paint over top of this. And then I think I add just a little touch of gray on top of this just to give it kind of that age look. And then I'm going to take a marker, just go around the edges a little bit because we're going to make it look like you're looking at this book from the pages side. Then I took some more of that little gingham ribbon and I decided to wrap that around the sides of the books and just bring that all the way around the back. And you don't even have to paint the bottom of this if you don't want to. I didn't on my design. Popped another one of those cute little gingham bows on there. And then I had one of the little book pages that I had cut out with a circle. And I thought, I'm just going to pop that down and take one of those little love signs and pop right up there. And then I just popped some little greenery in. And I thought this made the cutest little shelf sitter. And I thought this one was just kind of fun and just something simple that you could set up on a shelf. So let me know what you think of this one in the comments below, everyone. Now for our next design, we're going to be taking 3 of those wooden hearts, some of the crafter sticks, and then I had these leftover black and white checked ribbons. I think I might have even picked these up at Christmas. And I thought we'd make a really simple, narrow little piece of wall art. And I have a narrow little wall in my kitchen that this would be perfect for. So that's probably where I'm going to put this design. I went in with that white linen chalk paint again and just give it a couple of good coats. Decided to just take some black paint and paint the craft sticks in between each heart. And then we're just going to add on our little bows, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take some ribbon and we're going to make a little pocket just to pop some greenery down in. So I hope this one gives you an idea of a really simple, fun piece of little wall art that you can create. And once again, this is perfect. It's got the little heart. You can pop this out in February, but you can use it for your spring decor. I think these little black and white checked ribbons are perfect to pick up at Christmas, and I always try to get a few of those before they get gone. And like I said, I'm just going to fill this with some little greenery, And we're going to add another stick up there at the top because I decided to give it a little bit of length. And then I'm just going to drill a hole in the top of that and tie on a little rope twine that you saw there. And here this one is hanging on the wall. And I thought this was just a really quick and simple little piece of wall art for our farmhouse spring decor. Now for our next design, I had been saving all of my paper towel rolls for the past few months, and I thought I'm going to put these to good use. So I take some shelf liner. This is that one that's kind of that tacky fabric feel. Going to cut this into strips, and this is perfect to also glue on to your wire wreath rim heart. And the fabric works a little bit better for some of the designs, but this is what I had in my craft stash, and I tried it, and as far as gluing this paper on, the shelf liner definitely works really well. And I ran out. I didn't have a piece for the bottom, but that's okay because the cardboard's going to glue right on there. Here's how I made my circles. I just took one of the little circle cutters, cut out some large circles. I think these are actually the 2-inch circles, but you could use whatever ones you want. And I really liked how the paper towel rolls were curved, so it really helped this design because it fit perfectly around the curved shape of the heart wreath rim. And I just layered those until I got all of them on here. This one is a little bit more of the Valentine's Day feel to it, but I think you could definitely leave this up. I did end up making a little arrow to go through it, but if I was going to leave it up all the time, I may just paint it and just leave it up as a little heart hanging. And I took some of that black flash that I used. It was around Christmas time. You can see it in some of my previous DIYs. And then I wanted to kind of drab that down. So I just took the first thing I grabbed, some gray and some parchment color and a little bit of this light neutral color, and just dab that on there just to kind of tone everything down a little bit. And really I was just trying to build some layers up on those paper towel rolls just so you couldn't tell what they were. But I thought this one was really creative to be able to use up these paper towel rolls and recycle. And then I took some white paint and went over this little foam heart from Dollar Tree. And I did go back in with the brick red and touch up this love sign and just brought in that red color. And there's my little, I don't know, I must have missed my film on the little arrow, but that's just a little arrow I made out of cardboard and a skewer stick. I did go over that heart, you can tell, with some texture, and all I did was use a little bit of that spackling and then added the white paint back on top. But I thought this one was kind of unique and different, and you'll have to let me know what you think of this one, everyone. Well, everyone, that is pretty much it for today's DIYs. I sure hope that you enjoyed them today, and I hope they give you lots of inspiration. And if you did enjoy them, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I would love if you would leave me a comment. And once again, I am very happy to be back creating with you all today, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed weekend, and I will see you soon.